FlossTube. Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia, also known as Julicious, here on FlossTube and Instagram. My pronouns are they, them. It is Thursday, March the 2nd, 2023, and Black Lives still matter. And there's still a pandemic. So rant time before we get into the video, which I'm going to try to keep brief. That thing that happened 3 years ago, that thing that's still going on, that social media algorithms don't like us to talk about, that thing is currently running rampant through my workplace. I work on a skilled nursing unit at a retirement community for rich white folks. Although the folks who run said retirement community have been, for the past several years, been doing a bang-up job trying to get a more diverse group of residents there, but that's neither here nor there right now, because fully 1/3 of the folks I am responsible for have tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 5 days. There's more in the assisted living unit upstairs, and who the hell knows how many people in independent living have it. This is not unique to my facility. I don't even think it's unique to the Philadelphia area. But it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's more than frustrating. Actually, I'm trying to not go off on a complete screaming tear. Can you imagine just the amount of just apathy we, as a society, in Western society at least I can speak for, have for those who are old or disabled in some way? Their health, their well-being. It's very ageist and ableist, the whole pressure to just get on with things. And I don't see a lot of young-ish, able-bodied folks talking about this. Disabled folks and older folks have been talking about this for years. So I kind of just want to go there, and the people who are pissed off have probably already been like, unsubscribe, thumbs down, out of here. I don't care. What can I do? I am a nurse. I do not have the correct letters at the end of my name that make a lot of people want to listen to me. I'm not an MD, I'm not a DO, I'm not a PhD. But one of the reasons that I became a registered nurse is a big part of being a registered nurse is education. So I'm going to provide a quick refresher for you all, almost 5 minutes in right now. See this? Gotta wear it. Not in your house. Wear it outside. If you're going to go someplace public, if you're going to go to the grocery store, if you're going to go to the movies, if it is middle school winter musical time and you have to go see a production of Into the Woods Junior, So you're at your child's school at 7 p.m. tonight. Wear this. Waiting rooms, libraries, going to the hospital to get blood work done, going to get an x-ray, going to get a mammogram, going to get a colonoscopy, going to get your prostate checked, going to get your HRT, going to get an abortion, going to Planned Parenthood to get birth control, riding on the train to get from your place to another place, airplanes. Please wear it. Now I am holding up this and not this. This is an N95 respirator. I wear these at work every day. I'm not recommending you do that generally. The reason is these come in different sizes and you need to be fit tested before you get them. Because if you do not wear the correct size for your face, it does not work. I'll say that again. If you do not get the correct N95 for your face, it does not work. Does an N95 generally stop microorganisms like viruses more effectively than this? Yes. If you're wearing the correct size. So I'm going to say it one more time. Do not wear one of these unless you are 100% sure that it's the correct size for your face. Wear one of these instead. What do? You open up the accordion a little bit. You maybe give the nose bridge a little pinch. You put it on your face like this. It goes over your nose. It doesn't go down here. It doesn't go down here. It doesn't go like this. It goes over your nose and under your chin. Goes over your ears. At work, whenever I put any mask on, I always take my glasses off because I like to make sure. I find that my glasses fog less if I kind of fuss like that and then put the glasses on. Your mileage may vary. Just I, as someone who wears glasses at work, I find that my glasses do not fog nearly as much if I take them off, put the mask on, get it situated, and put my glasses on. This is the appropriate way to wear it. All right? And you just take it off. And if you're me, probably July or August of 2020 saw a heartbreaking video of a seagull walking along with its little legs tangled up in a mask. So what I do, that haunts me. What I do when I'm done with the mask is I just rip. I do that on both sides. Is it silly? Is it a little neurotic? Probably. Does it make me feel like I'm contributing something just a little bit more? Yeah, it does. It helps me sleep better. So that's what I do. I'm not going to judge you. PSA over. We're 9 minutes and 15 seconds in. Good Lord. If you sat through that, thank you. I appreciate you so much. If you're a subscriber and you're back to see me again, thank you so much. If you're new here and you sat through all of that, hi. I'm going to talk about cross-stitch and knitting now, and if I feel like I have time, maybe a book. So, all right, I have 2 finishes, and I finished one last night. So let's just show you. I'll show you what I finished first. On February 12th, I finished this pattern. This is Loose Rooster by Lindy Stitches. I don't know if it's possible to get this just as like a standalone pattern right now. I'm sure it will be shortly. This was last year's limited edition kit. Jury is still out if I'm going to finish it like this, because I'm not quite sure how to display it, because it's just going to topple right over. So we'll see. However, the kit came with 28 or 32? 32 count Lugana, some Weeks Dye Works threads, which is the only reason I used them. It comes with all the finishing stuff, 2 fabrics, and there's ribbon, Lady Dot creates mini palm trim, and a tiny little silver rooster charm. And on February 12th, I finished him. I finished all the stitching. I didn't iron it though, because I'm still me. So at some point, he'll get fully finished and he will hang out next to Strutting Tom. Stephanie, you just keep designing livestock birds and I'll keep stitching them. So happy. Look at his tail. I guess his comb is really cute too. I want to have chickens. But Julia, you may say, aren't you vegan? Yeah. Don't people mostly keep chickens for eggs? Probably. So Julia, with respect, what the hell? I just like them, okay? No, I'm 40. And I've spent most of my life doing what I should do, and I'm not gonna have chickens for their eggs because I do not eat animal products. However, I like chickens, I like ducks, I like turkeys. I live outside of a major city. I'm trying to get the cozy sort of hobbit hole feeling in my life in a way that works with my environment. And so I could have the joy of having little birds wandering around my yard, and I can take their eggs and donate them to my community fridge. Anyone who is a friend or a family member who lives near me who needs eggs, no, they don't. That's the plan. That's a 5-year plan, let's be honest, but it's still a plan. You didn't need to know all that, but that's all right. Second finish. So this, Christine of Calico Whimsy and I decided that we were going to do a stitch along starting New Year's Day, and it was so fun. And this is an RTO kit, the first RTO kit that I've ever stitched. I think the first RTO kit that Christine has ever stitched. From, I believe it's a series with the flavor of salt, wind, and sun. It's this adorable little seagull looking in the mirror of the newspaper shop in Newfoundland, in the universe in which Annie Proulx's novel, The Shipping News, takes place. Isn't he cute? And so I am happy with this finish. I am also a giant ball of anxiety about this finish because the first thing I stitched was the bird, and then I worked my way up and went top down. I was over here starting to work in here when I realized that I was stitching the whole thing one full row vertical column of stitches short. I'm missing an entire column of stitches. Like a one, not like a 10 by 10 column, but like a 1 by 100 and some. And it's a kit, and so I only had so much floss, and so I just had to spend 80% of this project fudging. And I am a perfectionist, you may all know that, and if you didn't, now you do. This was really hard for me. And I kept it to myself for a long time, and I texted the full picture, the finished picture to Christine last night. I'm like, there are mistakes, and I'm feeling really conflicted about this. And then I, you know, pet my cat and passed out because yesterday was a long day at work. And I woke up to some very nice things from Christine saying, you know, I think it looks beautiful, and I know the chart, and I can't see your mistakes. So having slept on it and had 2 cups of coffee and looked at it again, I don't think anyone who is not the designer or someone who's really, really intimate with this chart, and to be honest, how many of us are really that intimate with our charts, would notice. And I'm at peace, but I'm still feeling anxious because I have an anxiety disorder. Anyway, here it is. Doesn't do it justice. This is on 16 count Aida. 2/2 full crosses with some 1/1 half cross stitches. The stone work has a lot of dimension to it. And the little guy. So aside from user error, this was actually a very lovely, very lovely to stitch, and it was so fun chatting with Christine. I need to get to Colorado. We should have a little tiny meetup in Salida, Colorado, so that Ann P. and her husband can come, and he can go fly fishing, and I can, you know, and Ann can hang out and stitch with us and relax and have a good time. Who's in? Who wants to go to Salida, Colorado and stitch with me? I have no idea when I'm getting to Salida, Colorado. Maybe the next time they have a Fiber Fest. At least they used to have a Fiber Fest. I am feeling very just, extra rambly, almost manic, and I'm not that kind of person. I don't do mania. It's been a long work week, and it's only Thursday, my day off. Okay, very happy with this. I want it on the wall. I'm just not sure where to put it yet. So that's 2 finishes for the year, also 2 Year of Whips finishes for the year, which is great. Don't have much else to say about that. Other than, Christine, what are we stitching next year? February was also full coverage February. I have to burp. Excuse me. It was also full coverage February, and I got to participate in full coverage I got to participate in full coverage February for 1 weekend. And I got 200 stitches in, a little more than 200 stitches in. I learned a couple of things. The thing I learned is that Pattern Keeper is a game changer. I know many of you who stitch full coverage designs have been saying for like 2 or 3 years now that Pattern Keeper is a game changer. But I only just started using it, and holy cow. I spent a Saturday and a Sunday working on my Heaven and Earth design of Quick Stitch Iris, and I still have a thread on the needle. 200 stitches of this blue. You probably can't even tell what I did, but this little bit right here was not there the last time you saw this, so. Very nice. Pattern Keeper makes it even more zen, so I appreciate it. That's all I got done on this, and I wish I had more. So this will come out to play again at some point. So now it's March, and in March we stitch Asia, which is the brainchild of Abby from Abby Bella Stitch. Abby, I haven't seen a video from you in a while, and that makes me sad. But Abby might be a tiny bit busy homeschooling 4 children and trying to get a cross-stitch design business off the ground, and I cannot wait. Her Filipino alphabet sampler. Yeah, I hate stitching alphabets, but that's gorgeous. And I have some red HDF silk. Not starting anything this year though, but I can dream. So what am I stitching for Stitch Asia? Why, I am working on my Faya Naga, which is free, designed by Brittany of Ingleside Imaginarium. Oh my gosh, if you have not seen the Tea Time pattern that Brittany designed for Market, run, don't walk. I think that's the only thing I've pre-ordered so far from Market, because I have too much stuff. I don't need a lot more, but I need that pattern. So anyway, I don't know if I'm either not quite 50% done with this pattern, or just a little bit over 50% done on this pattern. And it's a PDF, so I could put this in Pattern Keeper and find out. It's beautiful. I'm stitching this on 32 count Tempest from the artist formerly known as Picture This Plus. It's all DMC. Lots of backstitch. I backstitch as I go. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Brittany, it's so good. So I'm working on this month. I kind of feel like I'm going to want to stitch on something else. I'm not sure what yet. I mean, I guess I could work on Quick Stitch Iris a bit if I felt like it. I could stitch on... Away We Ride, because I do love Away We Ride. We'll see. But definitely Faya Naga will get stitched on in March. Last last thing is knitting. I mentioned last time that I was going to take this skein of fingering weight yarn in the colorway Jasmine Dragon from Lauren of my favorite, you know, in Lake Tahoe. Julia, come on. Oh my gosh, I totally just blanked on the shop name. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, I will link her below. Valkyrie Fibers. Valkyrie Fibers Tahoe. Oh my gosh. I am knitting this into the Musselburgh hat, or Musselburgh hat, which you start from the crown, and it's very fiddly, but worth it. It's very, very fiddly. If you have small children and don't want them to learn any fun new words, maybe do it while they're sleeping. That is my advice to you. So you start there and you do a series of increases outward until you have reached the size you need. The pattern is beautifully written. You can knit this for any size head with any gauge. It's really cool. I'm knitting this for my partner Josh because number one, these are colors he really likes, and number two, if you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, because this is based, this colorway is inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, he loves Uncle Iroh. So this is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit and knit and knit and knit and knit and knit and knit. Pretty much until the pattern tells me to stop. And then I'm going to do a series of decreases to make another crown so that I can shove one end of the hat up inside the other. So it'll be a nice double knit, cozy hat. The plan is to use up all of this. And if I use up all of this and it's not quite long enough, I have a whole bunch of stash oddments of fingering weight yarn. And so that will just be the end that gets shoved up inside and no one will be the wiser. Brilliant. Love it. And it's just stockinette. It's great for conversations when you have company. It's great for Zoom meetings. It's great for movie nights. It's great for waiting rooms. It's great for waiting in line at the grocery store if you're that kind of person, which I am. It's great. It's just mindless, wonderful stockinette. And it's knitting up really beautifully. It looks mostly, you know, like those sagey greens with some silver in, but every once in a while some stitches fell off. And I'm putting them back on. There we go. Every once in a while there's this teeny tiny, I'm trying to find one. Every once in a while, teeny tiny blob, like one speckle of bright orange. Just every once in a while, just for some extra fun. I love it. That's all I have on the needles right now. That could change, but I don't know. It's really going to depend on work and stress and life and all of that stuff. Last month, I read Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. So did Michelle Bendy. We did not plan that. We did that totally independently of each other, which is really fun. It is not a happy book. It is a beautifully written book. It is not a happy book. It is about navigating being gay in a homophobic society and lying to yourself and lying to other people and making mistakes and the consequences of those mistakes. And Baldwin is very honest about it. It's very clear, like, you are sympathetic to the main character who's doing horrible things with other people's hearts. But you also see the world and you understand why he's afraid and how that fear makes him try to protect himself in some very unkind ways. It's not a happy book, but you should read it. James Baldwin is a brilliant writer. His fiction is more approachable than his nonfiction. That is not to say that you should not read his nonfiction. James Baldwin does this thing where he just assumes that the reader is as intelligent as he is and has the same vocabulary that he does. So really, you just need to read his book and have a dictionary nearby. That's how you should approach his nonfiction. That's all. And I learned that from Dr. Lassiter, my African-American literature professor. So if a very smart Black woman with 2 PhDs tells you that it's okay to read James Baldwin's nonfiction with a dictionary nearby, well, by God, it's okay to read James Baldwin's nonfiction with a dictionary nearby. I am also because I am currently obsessed with Alison Bechdel. I purchased a copy of her comic anthology, The Essential Dykes to Watch Out For, and I am enjoying it very much. It is a curated collection of her long-running, and by long-running I mean like 25 years, comic called Dykes to Watch Out For that ran from 1987 to 2009, I think. 1987 to 2000 something. In independent newspapers and queer newspapers. So, if you're interested in a little slice of queer history, you can go to dykestowatchoutfor.com. You can purchase her work there, but she's also got some strips available for you to peruse there. What else am I going to read? I don't know. I should read something since it's Stitch Asia, and it's also Women's History Month, so I should read something by an Asian woman. However, in January, I read Crying in H Mart by Michelle. I'm blanking on her name. A Korean-American author and musician, lead singer of the band Japanese Breakfast. I've listened to their first album and I liked it very much, I think because their first album is Michelle working through the events of Crying in H Mart. But I'm not sure that they would be my kind of band in general. They're not the sort of band that I would listen to just, oh, hey, you might like these. It's not like, hey, Julia, you really like Black Flag. You should listen to these folks. It's like, hey, Julia, you really like Black Flag. Do you want to listen to some sort of K-pop inspired American stuff? And I'd be like, no, thank you. So I guess I grew a little bit. Anyway, that album is called Psycho Pump, and it is available on YouTube to listen to if you're interested. But yeah, I would recommend to you, if you would like an Asian woman author to read this month, I would highly recommend Crying in H Mart. If you want to go, I don't want to say, yeah, let's say old school, not classic. Amy Tan's The Joy Luck Club, always worth it. Amy Tan's nonfiction and memoirs, also, I enjoyed those. I'm rambling. So I will see you in either at the very end of this month or in early April. I hope that you are well. I hope that you please stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. Be kind. Being kind is not always the same as being nice. But take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you around the internet.